Back to you, Doug.
Congratulations, Wes. We were talking to him before, and he says, I haven't won it yet. I can't talk about it.
I'm so happy for him. Like I said, he's put in a lot of years, and he just kept plodding along, and he's building a great program there, and he's not through.
But the way he won at that 119-pounder with 3 seconds to go, boy, that was something earlier. Well, here we go to 171 pounds. We're still with the Triple A's. We'll be with them all the way through now. It's Jason Crooks of Fort Madison, a junior who placed last year as a sophomore at a lower weight, up against Todd Scott of Newton, and neither one of these men has lost this year. They're both undefeated, Jason Crooks and Todd Scott. Referee is Gene Luttrell of Waterloo. In on the leg, Crooks of Fort Madison. We'll watch that as we set you up on 1A between Jeff Clark of Lisbon, their last-ditch shot at Riceville.
And it's a tall order because Lisbon has to have at least a pin and a technical fall to win the state championship.
And they have 2 men left to go. Clint Dunlop against Lisbon's Jeff Clark. Clint Dunlop undefeated from Woodbine. And at 2A, Jake Hayes of Creston wrestles Damian Moses of champion Clarinda. Well, Clarinda, we spoke a little bit too soon. They could win a title here to get a champion out of Damian Moses.
Yeah, we did.
For Mike Moreno, we were forgetting about the young man here, and I apologize for that. But Clarinda does have it wrapped up nevertheless. And now we're at 3A. Jason Crooks and Todd Scott in on the low single shot. Jason Crooks again. He wasn't able to score the first time he got in, and he can't this time either.
I'll tell you, it's hard to keep track. Here we are. We were so impressed with Clarinda, but we probably had so many people in Clarinda hot at us right now. You know, we just threw a little water on that fire down there. We are impressed with what's going on down there, but by saying no more wrestlers, there are probably a few phone calls already.
Yeah, that's the way it works. Damian Moses with Mike Moreno coaching as a first-year head coach. Coming in, took over a good program.
He took over a good program. You always got to have good people, but you got to put it together, and he has here. And it's balance, as you talked about, that Clarinda put together in this state tournament.
Here in these, both men have black uniforms on. Again, it's the ankle, if you want to. They both have knee pads black, the same color. The red ankle strap is Jason Crooks of Fort Madison. The green is Todd Scott of Newton. That's Newton on the left, Todd Scott. First period scoreless. 171 pounds.
Chuck Knudsen from Newton, longtime coach at Newton. He's had some good wrestlers. Brooks Simpson won a state championship. Monsieur, who's now wrestling for Iowa State. There's Mike Riley, longtime coach at Fort Madison. This is only his first year as the head coach. 22 years at Fort Madison as assistant coach for Mick Pickford.
Yeah, right.
And then he coached a year at Dallas City in Illinois, and now he's got the head job there and taking advantage of it. And they're right up there in the hunt.
Scott of Newton began the second period on top. Crooks chose to go under, and that attempt at a guillotine looks too dangerous to Gene Luttrell. And he says, let's cease and desist here. Start over again. A minute and 38 seconds to go in the second period. No score. Crooks in the top position. From Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines, Iowa, it's the annual extravaganza known as the High School Wrestling Championship for the state of Iowa on Iowa Public Television.
There's
live. The reverse announced. That's Crooks still holding the position. And coming around for a reversal. 2-0.
That's 2.
A minute to go in the period.
Coming around for the reversal for 2 points. There's Crooks. He was a freshman qualifier, a sophomore qualifier, placed 6th last year as a sophomore, and now as a junior in the finals. Good-looking young man.
Decided to go and let the man go, make it 2-1 and go for the takedown. And here's Crooks going under for a double leg. He's not in a good position.
He's just glad to be there. I mean, he had some injury problems early on. He said his biggest accomplishment this year was just staying healthy so he could get to the state tournament and be in this position to win a state championship.
That's Jason Crooks on the left with a red ankle strap. He has 2 knee pads, and Todd Scott of Newton has 1 in the green ankle strap, both black uniforms. 2-1 in favor of Crooks.
Crooks likes to be in this position. He looks for hip tosses, and yet he has good low singles. He can do it all. He can go upstairs. He can attack low, and there he does for 2 points because he had put the weight of all 4, the two feet, 2 hands down.
Yeah.
2 points for Jason Crooks.
Well, that was a faulty inside trip. It didn't work.
He throws, he tosses, he slips, he gets 2.
You can see Scott trying to work an inside trip, and he was the one who got tripped. At the end of the period, 4-1.
At 1A, we have a 5-1, or 6-1 now, a 1A for Jeff Clark from Lisbon, leading Clint Dunlap from Woodbine.
I see it. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
2A, it's 4-1 in favor of Damian Moses from Clarinda, looking for their first state champion over Jack Hayes from Preston. They're going into the last period now. And so is the 1A, Jeff Clark and Clint Dunlap. They're in the last period with a minute 55 left.
So is this one right here with Jason Crooks leading 4-2, a potentially dangerous situation. Crooks begins this period. He's begun this period on top. No, he began the period in the even up position now. 4-2 is the score. 2-point difference. And when Scott went under, he couldn't make it go, and Crooks countered him and goes up 6-2. So Jason Crooks now has put a little distance between himself and Todd Scott of Newton with about 1 minute and 10 to go.
Crooks has been putting distance between most of his opponents. He's undefeated, as we've said. He's really had a great tournament.
That makes it 6-3, a 3-point difference. Now, clearly with less than 1 minute to go. Oh, there's a takedown for Scott. That didn't take long. 6-5 now. 6-5, 7-5 after the escape. So a takedown ties it.
We've seen a lot of this tonight, Doug. That never quit, not over till it's over. It's been real exciting. Young men, that's one thing they've learned. They can keep coming at you. You always got a chance in wrestling. There's Jay Rager, longtime assistant coach with the Fort Madison program. There's Mike Riley, the head coach.
Scott walked right in there and took Crooks down for the first time. Now let's see if he can do it again. He has half a minute to go, and he's trailing by 2. There he goes, and on the leg. He got it. He's had the last 2 takedowns, and it's 7-0. But there are 25 seconds left, and he's going to have to hold. Will he let him go and try for a takedown, or will he take it to overtime if he can? He'll have to hold him to win. He'll have to ride him out or else lose, because an escape wins it for Scott, for Crooks.
It's a dilemma right there, but you got to just try to hang on here. And he is awful high. Anything he can do.
And here comes Crooks.
There's the 1 point now, but he's already shown he can take down. Here we go.
And there's a warning against Crooks, but I don't think he'd been warned before. 2 seconds. Now we'll see what happens in 2 seconds. We saw a takedown in 3.
Now he can't run because he's got the warning, and he'd get hit with the stalling. But he's got to stay right in there. Whoa! That close. That's as close as it gets.
3 seconds he can do it. 2 seconds is tougher. Tough loss there for Todd Scott of Newton. He came very close, lost 8-7. Jason Crooks of Fort Madison, a junior who finished 6th last year at 160, is the champion, stays undefeated. Let's go to 2A now. 171-pound match, still has 38 seconds left to go. And Damian Moses of Clarinda, the state champion team, is leading Jake Hayes of Preston.
And Jeff Clark from Lisbon won the state championship. Jeff Clark just won his state championship 6-2. So Lisbon gets the state champion, but Riceville, I believe, has clinched the championship.
Nice move by Moses. He was allowed up right away, and he turned right into Hayes. and didn't give Hayes a chance to get the three-point takedown he wanted. He wanted a throw or something like that. But Moses turned right back into him and almost got the takedown. So it's 7-5. Almost had the reversal. 7-5. He was an international position, but he didn't head lever from Hayes, trying to turn Moses with a 2-point deficit. Oh,
it's close
to tie it. Can he get him?
No.
No. 12 seconds to go. Right idea. There you see Mike Moreno on the right. Hayes, 6 seconds to go. I'll count it for you. 4, 3, 2, 1. And Clarinda gets a state champion. Damian Moses, 7-5 over Jake Hayes of Creston. So we're happy for Corinda's sake that we spoke too soon. We forgot they had one wrestler left to go.
That's icing on the cake. The state championship of the team, an individual state champion. And now Marino's got to, figure out how. Yeah, what do you do for an encore?
Let's go to the awards at 160.
Glaring off of him. I can't explain. I'm pretty emotional right now because it just happened.
Okay, well, there you see the winner, Moses Damian of Clarinda, and the coach, Mike Marino, formerly of Iowa State, who is now Coach Clarinda. The
takedown in his match with Clint Dunlop tonight. Clark going scoreless into the second period, scored an escape, then had the single leg takedown, led his man up, scored the single leg takedown again, and rode that 5-point lead into a 6-2 decision. Jeff Clark of Lisbon is the champion over Clint Dunlap of Woodbine. And now here's Dick Trotter with Clarinda coach Mike Marino.
All right, right now we're going to see an excited 20.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the award stand at the east end of the auditorium. Presenting the Class 1A 171-pound awards, Coach Chris Lembeck of Lisbon. 6th place, Jared Hudepool, Marengo, Iowa Valley. 5th place, Justin DeLeon, West Hancock. 4th place, Brock Gosler, Mapleton, Maple Valley. 3rd place, Chris Ortner, Gilbertville, Don Bosco. Runner-up, Clint Dunlop, Woodbine. The Class 1A 171-pound champion from Lisbon, Jeff Clark.
Lisbon's had quite a number of champions over the years, and there's their champion this year. Jeff Clark for Coach Chris Lembeck. Our next wrestling class will be the big guys, 275-pound weight limit, the heavyweights. And we'll be starting with AAA.
2A 171-pound awards, Coach Mike Marino of Clarinda. 6th place, Matt Peterson, Osage. 5th place, Trent Mason, Webster City. 4th place, Trent Savage, Wapello. 3rd place, Jason Seibert, Monroe, PCM. Runner-up, Jake Hayes, Creston. And the Class 2A 171-pound champion from Clarinda, Damian Moses.
Clarinda has a champion. They have a state championship team. Well, as long as they're going to take home the big trophy, it's nice to have somebody with the gold up there, too. At the top, Damian Moses. These are the awards for 171-pound wrestlers. We've done the first 2 weight school sizes. Now we're up to
Presenting the
AAA.
Class 3A 171-pound awards, Coach Mike Riley of Fort Madison. 6th place, Corey McLeod, Manchester, West Delaware. 5th place, Scott Allen, Spencer. 4th place, Andre Terrell, Davenport Central. 3rd place, Darrell Whelan, Cedar Falls. Runner-up, Todd Scott, Newton. And the Class 3A 171-pound champion from Fort Madison, Jason Crooks.
Jason Crooks. Let's go to Dick Trotter now for an interview.